very, 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 very hard fought for this thing. Yes.
Having realized her dream of competing in and finishing the Dakar Rally, Kirsten Landman reflects on the realization of this incredible achievement.
So when we came into doing this whole Dakar journey, you know, and as a rookie going into the race, your main goal and the advice that I had gained from everyone over the last two and a half years and all the stories I had heard from watching the videos, my main goal was to finish and to get to the finish line. And you know, before the race started, I got to meet Laya Sons, and I got to meet Anastasia Nefantova from Russia. You know, these girls are well-experienced Dakar riders, and speaking to a female, I wanted to get advice from a fellow female competitor who had done the Dakar, and they just said to me, ride your own race. Don't get caught up in the fact that it's a race and that it's a Dakar Rally. Get that hype out of your head. Do what you know how to do, because you wouldn't be here if you weren't an experienced motorbiker. And I said, please just give me tips and advice on how you think I should ride this race. And they said to me, look after yourself first of all, and look after the motorbike. And 8,000 Ks, 12 stages on a motorbike is a long way to go. If you know one of those two don't work, you're not going to get to the finish line. Those are the only two things that are going to get you to the finish line, and you have to tick 2 out of 2 to get there. And they gave me really good advice and advice from people that have done previous Dakars, and I listened to it, and it went through my mind every day while I was doing each stage. You know, they said to me, if we're riding in thick sand, don't ride on the main line. Choose a different line so that the bike is not in that deep sand, you're not putting strain on the engine. When it is rocky, tricky sections, try not to drop the bike, because you know those bikes are very electrical, and one small bump or just dropping it can just change the motorbike. And you know, you want to, the race is already so hard as it is. You want to eliminate all of those things that can make your race harder, you know. And we were fortunate enough to have a really good team with the BAS KTM team. So I knew my bike was in well working order, and I knew myself that I had to look after my motorbike, which is what I did. I mean, I only dropped the bike once, and it was in sand, and it was a small drop, and I made sure, you know, I don't want to drop the bike. I do not want to have any mechanical problems, because if I have mechanical problems, I'm going to lose time, and at worst I'm not going to finish the race, and I didn't want that to happen. And of course I took care of myself. You know, coming from my accident, the last thing I wanted to do was crash. No one ever wants to crash. A crash is never planned, but I took extra caution not to go fast in the dust. I would only go fast when I could see what was in front of me, and to ride within my limits. The fact that I finished 55th overall was a huge shock. I did not expect that, to be honest with you. Stage 1 was 740 Ks. That in its own was a race. Then I would put it behind me, and then we'd go on stage 2. I wouldn't think about stage 3 or 4 or 5 or 6. I wouldn't think about anything further. I would only think about the day ahead and what was to overcome. And then once that day was done successfully, we would focus on the next day. So I had a game plan. I stuck to it. It was hard to not get caught up in the race. And you know, the hype about making up 2 positions or making up 20 minutes, because you know, it's so easy to get lost, it's so easy to make a mistake, it's so easy to crash at the same time, that you know, you could get all the way so close to the end and something can happen, and all of that time, you know, you could lose all of it in just a flash. I knew that I had to be on the ball with my navigation. I knew that I had to pick the lines really well, and I don't think I could have raced a better race. I don't think I could have done it any better. I don't think I could have gone any faster, because I mean, from the start of the race, I was maxing out at 110, scared for life. But by the end of the race, I was sitting at 130, 135 kilometers an hour, comfortable. So, I mean, I grew so much as a rider within the race. I got so much more comfortable within myself and my abilities of high speed in the race. And like I said, I don't think it could have gone any better. Everything that I wanted to do, everything that I wanted to achieve, everything that I set out to do, there is a big fat tick next to it. And I went to Dakar to overcome my fears of my accident, which nearly took my life, which was a high-speed accident, and it was dangerous. And I came across all of those things at the Dakar, and those are sort of things I had to face every single day. For me, probably definitely, you know, the emotionally the hardest race I've ever done in my life. And I'm just so happy to be back home, safe, have accomplished what we set out to do, and you know, got through what they said is one of the fastest Dakars and one of the dangerous Dakars, and I'm just happy that we did it, you know. And like I said, this is as much as I'm out there riding by myself, it's a team sport, and I had a phenomenal team, and it's all the behind the scenes people that don't get noticed, and they are the reason that I finished the race, you know, because there was so much effort and time and preparation gone into this from all aspects to get me there. I think doing the Dakar was hard, but it was actually the easy part, you know. I just had to go there and do what I knew to do, but everything else leading up to it was the hard stuff, and that's what got me through the race, is that we took so much time, effort and preparation, put it into this race for 12 days. Just getting to the finish line was my main goal, and I wanted to do it for myself, for my country, and then for all those people that believed in me.